going on, guys? Back again in the mobile studio. We've got lighting now. I hope it looks good on camera. It's a lot easier to see in here, that's for sure. So we're back with the 1/18 scale Gelande 2 RC4 drive little Black Hawk. And my original plan, I was going to paint the whole thing a different color. But part of me wanted to do this where this is something easy that you can do yourself, not a full thing. I tried to remove the lights and stuff, and they're glued in pretty good. I did have one of the windshield wipers break on me, so I do have some glue to try to get that to stay put. So I painted the top, and what I've done is this Rust-Oleum satin heirloom white, and I like to use that. It's off-white, looks very vintage, and a satin finish. It's going to be good for weathering stuff to stick to. And I painted the interior brown just to add some color to it. I left the seats and the dash black. This is a dark tan Model Masters paint, just about empty, but it's a 1942 is the number. I like that for interior. I've used that on some of my Hiluxes and things. But I just wanted to add some contrast, and I've been waiting forever for paint pens to come in. I've been using these testers forever. This is a flat black enamel, and they've been discontinued. We talked about it in the last video. Testers got bought out. This says Rust-Oleum on it now, and they're no longer going to be available. So I picked up a few more on Amazon. Is the only place I could find them. But I had to wait a week for that. Out here in the country, Amazon is not very quick. They ship everything UPS, and it's a pain in the butt. And yeah, we only get UPS about every other day around here, so it's been hard getting things. But the lights showed up today. The paint pens showed up yesterday. So we're going to do some basic little things, bring out some detail on this body, and add some lightness to the interior so you can see it more, because it is a very detailed interior. And yeah, see if we can do this on the easy. We're going to add some patina. I've found my box of patina stuff, so we're winning all around the day. And I think we're going to try some of the powders, the pigments on the top, but I do want to do the streaks on the yellow on the body. And I know for a fact I did my C2X with the rust streaks over the shiny plastic body, and it does work well. It dulls it down, and it'll also dull down some of the chrome. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is start on the interior. I want to try to paint the shifter. I almost broke it off. It's barely hanging on. I'm trying to remove it. It is glued in very well, so beware if you want to remove it. I'm just going to try to paint the shifter handle and some stuff. I've got also my Molotov liquid chrome pen. These are fantastic chrome. I mean, it's going to match pretty close to the chrome parts that are already on the interior. So just add a little bit of detail, make it pop, and we'll just kind of play it by ear and go from there. Alright guys, so got two of the windows done. It's tough with the new paint pen. I like my old one. I had the tip of it kind of bent and worked from doing trim like that. But it's pretty easy. This is a raised edge. You just hit around the outside edge, and then you just come back and do the inside. And it's pretty easy not to mess it up. I don't have a very steady hand at all. I'm pretty shaky. So the paint pen is new. It's started drying up because I had it open for so long. So I've got to come back once it dries and touch up some areas on this one. You can see a little bit of white paint there coming through. But I'm going to let those dry for a little bit before I tackle the back. And I'm thinking I may do the windshield frame. It's pretty pronounced as well. But just little details like that, it already looks 100 times better. And I know a lot of people in the comments saying this is a Scout. It's a Scout. I get it, the front end is definitely a Scout. It looks very Scout-like, but this roof and this body line and this door shape, that's all Bronco. And the taillights are more Bronco than Scout. Scouts had round ones. So it's just, you know how it is. What they do with the copywriting, they can't produce exactly one or the other, so they just kind of make their own. And, you know, that's kind of cool. I can dig it. It's like playing Grand Theft Auto and all the cars are slightly off versions of real ones. I always thought that was kind of entertaining. The PMP 500 in Grand Theft Auto was a Chrysler 300. The Banshee was a Cobra. They all had funny names that were just play on what they were actually supposed to be. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to do any of the side door. There's not really a raised edge. There's kind of a lip there. I don't think I'm going to do that either. I don't know on Broncos or Scouts if that was a painted wing window piece or not. But I think I'm going to hit the windshield and the back window. And then we're going to move on to whatever we're going to do for weathering, which honestly I'm kind of against right now. It looks pretty good, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll finish the trim. We'll throw it all back together, put all the little pieces back on, and then we'll weather it. That way everything's even. The chrome will get affected the same way. I would like to get a little something in the cracks and the body lines and stuff to bring out the detail. Because like I said, this body is very durable. It's very nice material, and it's got a lot of detail in it, but you can't see it because it's all that just city truck yellow color. So let that dry for a minute, and then we'll pick back up. Alright guys, I made a decision. I like it the way it is. I'm not going to weather it. I'm not going to do anything else to it. We're going to let it get beat up naturally. But just little simple things. Some spray paint on the top, a little masking tape, a black paint pen, hit the details, get the window trims. The grill, we actually made a world of difference. Painting the recessed areas of the grill. I like it. It looks kind of like a restored or a really good original Bronco. We'll just see how it goes. So when I did my rust streaks on that glossy C2X, I'd driven it quite a bit, so it had scratches and stuff, and when I rusted it, it really brought out some detail. So I'm thinking we're going to drive this for a bit and see how it gets beat up on the trail. I don't know how a rig this size is going to handle it, and yeah, we'll come back at it from there. But I like it. I like the way the roof's satin, the body's glossy, flat black trims. I really dig it. So I did put some stickers and stuff on the back. RC4wd included quite a few neat little scale stickers with this kit. You can see it's not perfect. The window trim, I got a little shaky on some of it, but it's, you know, it looks pretty dang good. It looks good on camera. I can see it in person because I did it. You can see a little bit of that edge and a little bit of overspray that got down from my masking. I painted this over a week ago, and it's just been a fiasco trying to figure out where I'm going to film and do all this stuff. So but I am really happy with how this came out, and I think it looks 100 times more scale, more realistic. Just the window trims and the grill just add so much depth to it. And I know everybody wants to argue about what this is. The front end is not Bronco whatsoever. This, from about here forward on the body, this whole rounded edge, it screams International Scout. The grill looks like a Scout, but that rest of that body is a Bronco. You can't convince me otherwise. But it's really cool. It's hard to get it on camera because it's so small. The interior, just adding that brown carpet and door panels and stuff, really adds some lightness in there. A painted shifter, and I painted the knobs on the levers on the steering column, the button on the steering, the horn button on the steering wheel. Just little things like that you can do with a paint pen. It's so easy. I mean, in this whole thing, I have a $6 or $7 can of spray paint, which I barely used any of, and a $8, $9 paint pen to do the flat black details. And you can make your stock rig really pop and look different. You could do the black top, you could do white top, you could do whatever you want. You could matte clear the whole thing. You could go ahead and rust it. But I'm going to wait for it to get some damage and get scratched up, and then we'll rust it and see if it comes out the same on this orange as it did on that gray. Because it's still just a hard plastic. But just adding a second color to the body really makes it look a lot more scale. And yeah. Next step for this thing is to get it out on the trail of some sort. Find a trail somewhere that looks right with this rig. And yeah, we'll start seeing where we can make improvements on the suspension. It does crawl over everything I've thrown at it on the tabletop. It's not a whole lot, but it grippy tires, tons of torque, very, very smooth steering. I like the way this thing runs. So I'm excited to get it out. I don't know if we're going to get up to the land anytime soon or not, or we'll have to find somewhere local, but we'll see. So this is how not to rust a rig. But I'm going to wrap it up, guys. It's been a whole evening out here freezing. We had another winter snap come through Texas, so keep it scale, however that is for you. Whatever you can do, do it. Give it a try. Don't be afraid. I'll see y'all in the next video.